October 6, 2025. Dawn descended upon the war-torn region of Donetsk, weak sunlight piercing through the gray smoke that cloaked Pokrovsk, the fortress city that had become the fiercest hotspot in eastern Ukraine. In the heavy air, the rumble of artillery echoed from the east, mixed with the strange roar of motorcycle engines. From elevated observation posts, Ukrainian soldiers witnessed an unprecedented sight. Hundreds of Russian troops advancing toward them, not in tanks or armored vehicles, but on bicycles and old motorbikes. Some leaned on crutches, white armbands on their shoulders, faces blank and exhausted. It was no longer the mighty army that once spread fear across the battlefield, but the bare image of exhaustion itself. They sped across muddy fields toward Miralubivka, where Ukraine's 14th Chervona Kalina Brigade was stationed. As the bicycle formation crossed the mine belt, the sky above suddenly lit up. Ukraine's Azov FPV drones descended like deadly bolts of lightning. Each explosion sent a pillar of fire rising from the ground. Within minutes, the field turned into a sea of flames. Engines went silent, leaving only black smoke and scorched frames behind. On the Ukrainian side, troops calmly held their positions, tightly coordinating Bayraktar TB2 reconnaissance drones with M777 howitzers. Each shell landed within meters of precision, tearing through the enemy ranks. The entire assault was repelled within 3 hours. According to Ukraine's Center for Strategic Communications, Russian forces suffered heavy losses. At least 240 killed or wounded. Nearly 100 vehicles destroyed, including 21 armored carriers and 2 artillery guns. Some Russian soldiers tried to retreat but were spotted by reconnaissance drones and eliminated before escaping the kill zone. The bicycle and motorbike assault quickly became a symbol of desperation. Proof of the severe shortage of armored vehicles in Russia's army after more than 2.5 years of war. As the sun climbed higher, Ukrainian units launched a counteroffensive. The 47th Mechanized Brigade and the 1st Azov Corps advanced southward.
Leopard 2A6 and Abrams M1A2 tanks roared forward, crushing the remaining defensive lines around Pankivka. Behind them, Caesar 155mm guns and M777 howitzers provided relentless fire support, while FPV drones operated day and night, hunting down fleeing Russian troops. Battlefield footage showed Ukrainian drones swarming like angry bees, detonating above enemy heads, while columns of black smoke rolled across the horizon. Within hours, Pankivka was fully liberated.
Russia attempted to deploy 4 infantry units and 1 Marine regiment to counterattack, but all were stopped cold. T-90M and T-80 BVM tanks were taken out by Javelin and NLAW anti-tank missiles, while Russian artillery fire remained scattered and inaccurate. Overhead, Leleka 100 recon drones continuously transmitted coordinates guiding the next strikes. Images from the battlefield led many analysts to call this the craziest assault since the start of the year. Of every 10 Russian soldiers who fought, only 1 survived long enough to surrender. The other 9 were killed upon reaching the front. A Russian ammunition truck was hit, erupting into a fireball. Shells scattered in all directions, igniting the area. Instead of ordering a retreat, Russian commanders demanded their troops hold out, causing a third contingent to be completely encircled, without supply, support, or escape. The zone between Razin and Boykovka became a deadly gray area. Anyone moving was detected and destroyed within minutes. Ukrainian drones filled the sky, sealing every supply and retreat route. From afar, 2A-65 MSTA-B artillery rained pinpoint shells, collapsing the Russian front line layer by layer. Colonel Valentin Manko, commander of the Ukrainian assault forces, confirmed that Russian groups around Dobropilya had been isolated for over 3 weeks. 3 large sectors were now fully under Ukrainian control. All Russian breakout attempts failed against Ukraine's precision and mobility. Amid this, President Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise visit to the Pokrovsk-Dobropilya front line. He met with soldiers, awarded medals, and received direct reports from General Oleksandr Syrsky.
In front of cameras, Zelensky announced that Ukraine had liberated more than 160 square kilometers of land, with another 171 being secured, and 16 settlements freed from Russian occupation. He called it proof of the power of faith and precision on the battlefield. The Battle of Pokrovsk was not just a military victory, it was a turning point in modern warfare. Ukraine proved that technology, tactics, and spirit can outmatch sheer numbers and steel.
While Russia sent wounded soldiers to fight on bicycles and motorbikes, Ukraine used thousands of cheap drones to neutralize multi-million-dollar tanks. Azov FPV drones, Bayraktar TB2s, and M777 precision artillery turned the battlefield into a nightmare for the enemy. Every Ukrainian advance stands as proof of flawless coordination between technology and courage. With 3 Russian groups encircled, supplies cut off, and morale collapsing, the noose around Dobropilya tightened steadily. In Pokrovsk, smoke still lingers, but amid the ashes, Ukraine has affirmed an undeniable truth. In the warfare of the 21st century, whoever controls the sky, even with tiny drones, holds the power of life and death on the ground. The Battle of Pokrovsk represented the absolute contrast between 2 models of warfare. Russia remained loyal to its traditional doctrine of mechanized war, relying on tanks, artillery, and massive infantry forces. Meanwhile, Ukraine, though far smaller in numbers, adopted a flexible strategy, using technology and intelligence as its weapons. Ukraine possessed an advanced reconnaissance and strike system. The Bayraktar TB2 and Leleka 100 acted as the eyes in the sky, providing real-time data to M777 and Caesar artillery. These guns, guided by GPS and laser systems, could destroy targets tens of kilometers away with an error margin of less than 5 meters, something nearly unthinkable in previous wars. In addition, the Azov FPV drones became Ukraine's trump card. Small, cheap, but incredibly precise. Each drone carried a 1 to 2 kilogram TNT warhead capable of destroying an armored vehicle worth millions of dollars, turning the battlefield into a graveyard for Russian tanks. By contrast, Russia still relied on outdated equipment like the T-90M, T-80 BVM, and 2A-65 MSTA-B artillery. Although the T-90M is considered Russia's most modern tank, it was never designed to withstand top-down attacks. When facing Javelin or NLAW missiles, even its relict reactive armor could not save it. The MSTA-B artillery, though powerful, lacked precision and GPS guidance. making every barrage feel like throwing stones in the dark. The disparity also showed in logistics and morale. With their mechanized fleet depleted, Russian troops were forced to move on motorcycles and bicycles. That image shocked the world, a symbol of the deep degradation in Russia's combat capability. Meanwhile, Ukrainian units received constant supplies and reinforcements, equipped with Leopard 2A6 and Abrams M1A2 tanks, executing a three-layer strategy: drones, artillery, and mechanized forces, forming a seamless storm of firepower.
Ukraine also held a decisive edge in electronic warfare and data integration. Every unit was connected through a digital command network, allowing orders and target coordinates to be shared within seconds. Russia, on the other hand, relied on analog radios, easily jammed by interference, turning coordination into chaos. As a result, every Russian counterattack was detected before it began and wiped out moments after.
If you've read this far, take a moment to remember those who have fallen and to value the freedom they're fighting to protect. Share your thoughts below. How do you feel about this war? Is technology completely redefining the nature of warfare, or does the human spirit remain the final deciding force? Thank you for staying with this report until the end. If you believe the world deserves to see the truth, please share, comment, and support the channel to help spread the voices of those fighting for the future, for freedom, for Ukraine, and for those who never stopped believing in the light, even in the darkest night.